The live audience at Live with Kelly and Mark had never been this silent. Cameras panned to Kelly Ripa, her usually radiant smile now trembling, fragile like a leaf caught in the wind. The familiar studio, a home away from home for decades, felt unusually heavy, charged with an energy that made every viewer at home lean closer to their screens. Mark Consuelos, her husband and co-host, noticed immediately the unusual tension in her demeanor. Then, after a long pause that seemed to stretch forever, Kelly's words cut through the quiet, raw, and unfiltered. "I'm not coming back." The studio erupted into stunned murmurs. Mark reached for her hand, a small gesture of support, but even that could not erase the heartbreak that painted her face. No one saw this coming, yet fans who had followed Kelly's career closely began to recall the subtle signs, the hesitant tones, the reflective pauses that hinted something monumental was approaching. A career that spanned decades. For 20 years, Kelly Ripa had been a morning companion to millions. Her charm and humor guided audiences through laughter, grief, and everyday moments, making the show a comforting ritual for countless viewers. Behind the scenes, however, Kelly had quietly been grappling with her own desires, a sense that life outside the studio was waiting for her, patiently but insistently. Those who worked closely with her noticed subtle shifts, moments where she seemed more reflective, more intent on reclaiming parts of herself beyond the show. The decision she made that morning wasn't sudden. It was the culmination of months of reflection and a personal reckoning, a need to balance the life she had built in front of the camera with the life she had quietly been yearning to explore. The morning of the farewell. The day of the announcement began like any other. Cameras rolled, producers called cues, and fans gathered outside with signs of love and support. Kelly entered the studio with her usual energy, but there was an undercurrent of quiet, something different that Mark noticed immediately. During their pre-show banter, he gently asked, "Are you okay?" Kelly smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. Her voice was soft, distant. "I'll be fine." As the teleprompter ended and the show went live, the truth she had kept private for months pressed against her, demanding to be shared. The moment had arrived, and Kelly, facing millions of viewers at home, confronted it openly and courageously. Breaking the news. Live. As the show progressed, Kelly performed her familiar routine, introducing guests, sharing laughs, and engaging with the audience. But her eyes betrayed her. They darted to the camera as if speaking directly to each viewer, silently conveying the weight of what she was about to say. Without warning, she paused mid-sentence. Her words stumbled out, raw and unfiltered. "I've realized something. I've given everything I can to this show, to you all, every single morning, but I need to give the rest of myself to life outside these walls, and I can't do that if I stay here." The studio audience and viewers at home collectively held their breath. Her voice wavered. Tears rolled down her cheeks, and Mark's hand found hers, offering silent support. The declaration was clear, resolute, and heartbreaking. Kelly Ripa was stepping away from the show that had been her life for 2 decades. The studio reaction. The studio audience reacted with stunned silence and heartfelt applause, a mix of sorrow and respect. Mark Consuelos, visibly emotional but composed, squeezed her hand and leaned in, offering reassurance without words. Years of partnership, personal and professional, were encapsulated in that small gesture. Crew members behind the cameras exchanged glances, understanding the gravity of the moment. This wasn't merely a farewell from a television host. It was a departure from a presence that had been part of millions of viewers' daily lives. The quiet intensity in the studio mirrored the emotions of the millions watching from home, each viewer experiencing a sense of loss akin to saying goodbye to a close friend. Reflections on a public career. Kelly's departure prompted reflections on the immense dedication required for a public career spanning decades. Morning shows demand energy, consistency, and authenticity, often at the expense of private life. Kelly had given her mornings, her laughter, and her presence to millions, leaving little room for herself. Her decision highlighted the delicate balance between public responsibility and personal fulfillment, reminding audiences that even the most vibrant personalities are human. Behind the carefully crafted smiles and witty banter, there are real needs, desires, and aspirations, and acknowledging those is an act of courage. The human side of fame. Kelly's announcement underscored the human reality behind fame. For decades, viewers had seen her vibrant, confident persona, rarely glimpsing the private woman navigating personal needs and desires. The farewell reminded everyone that even public figures have limits and that self-care, personal growth, and exploration are essential no matter how successful or adored someone is. By sharing her decision openly, Kelly modeled authenticity, showing that stepping away from a public role is not weakness, but a conscious, courageous choice to honor oneself. A shift in morning television. Kelly Ripa's departure signals a profound shift in the landscape of morning television. Her presence, alongside Mark, had set a standard for warmth, humor, and authenticity. Audiences had come to rely on her consistency and personality as part of their daily routine. Now, the industry faces the challenge of filling a void that is more emotional than professional, highlighting the rare connection she cultivated with viewers. The departure is a reminder that television is not just about content. It is about people, trust, and relationships built over years of shared experiences, laughter, and companionship. Celebrating Kelly's impact, fans and colleagues alike celebrated Kelly's impact in the wake of her announcement. Tributes poured in from fellow entertainers, producers, and social media personalities, emphasizing her professionalism, humor, and genuine care for others. Messages often highlighted moments where Kelly had made people feel seen and valued, whether through charity work, behind the scenes mentorship, or connecting with viewers through shared experiences. Her influence extends far beyond the show itself, shaping a culture of empathy, warmth, and authenticity in television, and leaving a lasting impression on everyone who watched, worked with, or admired her. Moving forward. As Kelly steps away, the future is open and filled with possibility. She has the opportunity to explore new creative projects, spend meaningful time with her family, and embrace personal passions that had been postponed. The announcement reflects a conscious choice to prioritize personal fulfillment, offering a powerful example for audiences about the importance of recognizing when it is time to evolve, change, or reclaim one's life. It is a reminder that growth often requires stepping into the unknown and that choosing oneself is both necessary and courageous, even in the face of public expectation. A farewell felt by millions. Kelly's farewell is not just a personal milestone, it is a shared experience for millions of viewers who have grown up with her in their living rooms. The emotional resonance of the announcement, amplified by social media, tributes, and live reactions, underscores the depth of the bond she built with her audience. Her words, her vulnerability, and her honesty created a moment that will be remembered as a turning point in television history. It is a farewell filled with gratitude, respect, and a profound recognition of her role as a cultural and emotional companion to generations of viewers. Conclusion. Kelly Ripa's announcement to Live with Kelly and Mark marks the end of an era in morning television. It is a deeply personal decision driven by a desire for freedom, growth, and the chance to explore life beyond the studio. Fans, colleagues, and viewers alike have expressed heartbreak, admiration, and support. Her legacy of humor, warmth, and authenticity will continue to resonate. As she steps into this new chapter, audiences can celebrate the courage it takes to honor oneself while reflecting on the joy she has shared for decades. For more updates on Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Share your messages of love and encouragement for Kelly in the comments below.